The writing seemed to be on the wall for Universal Pictures Home Entertainment's Doom Annihilation after current Doom game developer Bethesda put out a statement distancing themselves from the project. Released straight to home video, this second crack at a cinematic Doom incorporates a few more elements of the game lore, but at the cost of having to exist in the first place. Boring action, uninteresting characters, and a permeating sense of cheapness make Doom Annihilation hard to watch. The broad strokes of Doom Annihilation's plot are going to feel very familiar to anyone who's played a game in the series, or watched the previous film adaptation from 2005, or watched Event Horizon, or Aliens, or, well, you get it. A bunch of space marines get called to a space research station that the space government has lost space communication with. When you know it, turns out the portal covered in Sumerian runes they've been studying there doesn't connect to an alien utopia, but right to hell. It's not like the Doom franchise has ever been known for a well-developed plot, but the laziness of the storytelling here is hard to overstate. At one point, when trying to puzzle out what they're up against, one of the Marines exclaims,
"It's aliens!"
You'll be hard-pressed not to hear that line with a capital A and wish you were watching James Cameron's masterclass in sci-fi action instead. With no one seeming to care about crafting an interesting, unique story, or at least one that pays homage more intelligently, Doom Annihilation does feel more like a video game. Ill-defined heavies move from monster encounter to monster encounter, with most of the dialogue in between devoted to reminding the audience of the next objective.
So what are our options?
Well, we need to find the reactor and see if power can be reestablished.
The world is littered with video game-esque touches, mini-maps in Marines' helmets, exploding barrels, hell stations on the walls, even colored key cards which restrict access to the base's lower levels. Studios have spent decades thinking touches like these are the key to pleasing video game fans with attempts at adapting their favorite franchises. But especially here, it'll just make you wish you were playing the game. There are no real characters in Doom Annihilation, just archetypes to get thrown at the tens and tens of demonically possessed scientists running amok. Sulky protagonist Joan Dark is afforded a slightly more well-articulated arc, as someone tells her early on that to defeat the literal monsters, she has to defeat her own personal monsters. But Doom Annihilation hardly shows her do any legwork overcoming these murky personal demons, so you won't find yourself connecting at all with her as she guns down the less murky, impersonal ones. Doom Annihilation's second half increasingly relies on shoddy sci-fi movie-level visual effects as the possessed scientists are joined by the series' iconic imps. The imps dutifully toss fireballs across rooms, the charge-up time giving us plenty of opportunity to see how badly they're rendered. Credit where it's due, though, Doom Annihilation does go for broke in its finale. It's not that any of what happens towards the end is much more interesting than the hour and a half that precedes it, or more skillfully realized, but the ambition of attempting the sequence at all based on what they were working with budgetarily is admirable. All that said, the only person likely to find anything to enjoy in Doom Annihilation would be a die-hard fan of the game franchise. So, here's a warning to those diehards. The call-outs to the world of the games are few and far between, and the ones that are there are mostly just name Easter eggs. A Carmack here, Blazkowicz there, a shouted Ultra Nightmare motherfuckers to get the blood really pumping. Other than minor stuff like that, it's slim pickings. If you're looking for a rogues gallery of Barons of Hell, Cyber Demons, and Mancubi, keep looking. The video game movie curse is dead, electrocuted into oblivion by an adorable amnesiac Pikachu. So to watch Doom Annihilation fall into the mold of an early 2000s TV movie is a huge disappointment. The plot, action, and characters are tired, and the few elements of the game's lore that make it to the screen don't save it from feeling like a cash-in on the franchise goodwill drummed up by Bethesda's truly awesome 2016 game. Congratulations, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, your watch has ended. Doom Annihilation, you are now the worst video game movie with Annihilation in the title. For more reviews, check out what we thought of Joker and the Irishman, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.